Do you guys want to answer my question? Any
What?
ideas of what you're going to be?
I'm not going to dress up for anything, Andy.
I don't know, man.
You should just be a clown, Matt, and then you don't have to wear anything. You just
Exactly.
do.
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
I'll just pull my hair out of the side.
Matt's
here.
going to be a clown. You're going to be an idiot.
Perfect.
I'm just going to be dope.
That way we don't have to dress up as anything.
We don't have to
So
dress
funny.
up.
Welcome to a very special, spooky episode of the Brotherly Love Pod.
Is it spooky? Is
It's
it
very
spooky?
spooky. It's spooky season, guys. So
Yeah.
we thought we'd kick it off and get right into it here.
Do you know it's funny? I wrote a song for the girls when they were little, for Charlie and Libby when they were little. And it was a Halloween song. It was ooky spooky Halloween. The ghosts and the goblins are really mean. It's ooky spooky Halloween. Get ready, boys and girls, you're gonna scream. It's October 31st and all the kids are getting ready to go trick-or-treating now with the moms and daddies. Kids, sun's starting to set. Kids about ready to go, right? Something like that. Anyway, I used to play it on the piano. And they used
I
to
don't know what
love it.
happened there. It
They
was
used to love it.
going
No,
great.
yeah, I forgot the end of it. It's been probably 10 years since they sang that. But yeah, but I figured it all out. Yeah, and they loved it. We would sing it every time before. Anyway,
cute.
happy Halloween, everybody. Please edit that song out, the last part of it, because it was horrific. Thank you, Sam. What else, guys? What's going on? It's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
It's
I love
spooky.
it. I have a.
You just sound like Sean Penn.
I'm
Like
wearing my-
spooky.
wearing my shirt here.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, what is that, Michael Myers?
Boogeyman.
You boogie.
Hmm.
Put a little boogie in it.
So it's an interesting thing about Halloween. We just talked about this. Originally called Samhain. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
Samhain?
That's the original name for Halloween.
What?
Samhain.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Halloween's origins can be traced back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain.
Yes, I just said Samhain. Yeah.
Samhain. Summon?
Samhain.
Is it like summon? Like to summon the dark side?
No.
No, what is it, though? What does that mean?
Oh.
Because I really don't know.
I don't know. Andy pulled this fact. I guarantee
Hey,
he
can
has
you
no
explain
idea
it
actually
to me,
what it
please,
means. He
Ann?
can't
'Cause I have no
explain
idea.
it. All he did was read it.
I have to go.
Can't
I mean, I have
explain
to.
anything.
I have to Google it. Let me.
Of course he
Google it.
does. Of course.
I don't understand. Why would you bring this up?
Because he
Are the
wanted to
lights
seem
flickering?
smart.
The lights are flickering on us here.
Oh, okay, Andy.
Ooh, the lights
Ooh.
are flickering.
No, they
The
really
lights
are.
flickering.
No, it's really creepy, guys.
Oh my god.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
Let's just get a solid creepy color.
So
here.
the Samhains,
They're
the
flickering, dude.
Celts believed that on the night of, I guess Samhain, if we pronounce it that way, the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred, and the spirits of the dead returned to Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good time.
it's creepy.
It's a heck of a party.
Oh,
It's a good
God.
crew.
It's a good crew. No, so essentially, what the good news is that that's pretty creepy. But then,
Is that good news, Joe?
no. The good news is that's creepy. But then we kind of took it. I think modern day Halloween became more just fun and like silly, and I appreciate that version of it better personally.
You don't like-
I don't like all the
yeah.
actual
No, me
Day of the
neither.
Dead.
scary stuff. No. I like pumpkins and goblins and like ghosts and things like that. Like Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Halloween. I like that. The Great Pumpkin thing. That
Remember
animated-
back in Philly when we used to actually go to the pumpkin patches that were growing in the fields and the
Yes.
farms?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you'd walk through the fields
And
and you'd
pick your
actually,
pumpkin off the-
They'd give you like a little hand
No
saw.
way.
Yes, they did.
Of course, because
Yes, they did.
And honestly,
That's true.
those wild pumpkins, you do not want to grab the vines because
No,
they're
they're spiky.
covered
I remember this.
covered in these tiny little see-through,
spiky.
almost
They'll mess you up.
Yeah.
like spines that are
Even the stems are
really,
are-
really
can
prickly,
be-
and they will mess you up. So you got to wear gloves, and they give you a
Yeah.
little hand saw.
I
and
remember
you walk
this.
out
Wow.
into the fields, and you pick your pumpkins. And what was crazy is that our great uncle, who was a pastor,
was a pumpkin picker. No, I'm
lived
kidding.
across the street from one of these pumpkin patches.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yes, and we would pick the pumpkins
True.
and then go over to his house.
Are you talking about Tommy or Jimmy?
This would
Tommy.
be Tommy. And
Really?
then the church that he would pastor in was literally across the block. So and this was all very rural. There isn't anything around. It's like a giant farm field,
Wow.
his giant property,
Yeah.
and then a church just
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
pretty much. So we would
Awesome.
go pick pumpkins.
Yeah.
And then we'd go over to our great uncle's house and have candied covered apples.
Remember that?
Oh, man.
Remember Aunt Marlene?
Yeah, we
them.
made them.
Yeah.
And then we'd go to church.
She also made Rice Krispie treats. The best Rice Krispie treats
Oh, they were so good.
ever.
Yeah.
I love Rice Krispie
They
treats.
really were good.
Why are they so good?
I don't
So
know.
that was like when Joe and I were really young, that was our tradition for Halloween.
When
That's how
when mom was hand making our costumes.
Yeah, that's how we would get our pumpkins and stuff.
Mom would make the coolest costume
Yeah.
ever.
The greatest?
The greatest, coolest
There we
costumes
go.
ever. The robots and
Oh yeah, that's
oh
right.
my god,
Yeah.
incredible! All these. I mean, I looked at some of those costumes. They were
Yeah, they were really cool.
Remember
Yeah.
Pop made me the bagpiper? It was this giant,
Yeah, I
like,
remember that.
like
I remember that.
Scottish man made out of bags with
I remember
pipes
that.
and all
I
this. It
remember
was
that.
huge. I had to
I
wear it. It
remember
was like massive.
I remember
yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good old days. What are you guys
Yeah.
going to be this year?
I
You wanna
remember
give
it
it
was
away?
so cold sometimes when we were kids.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it was so cold that all the parents in the neighborhood would have the cars with the heat running, and all the exhausts would be filling up. It was so like
almost looked like
toxic.
It almost looked like a horror.
Yeah,
Right,
it did
yeah.
because all the exhaust from all the cars parked in the streets
Yeah.
waiting for the kids would fill up the street with exhaust.
There were several
smoky
nights.
exhaust.
Dad would just pull up. Mom and Dad would just
Oh,
pull
yeah.
up to the house. We'd run up,
Oh yeah,
trick or treat, and run.
and
back
you
to the car.
couldn't wait to get back
You know
in the
what?
car 'cause
I
it was like
kind of-
0
I remember
degrees.
trick-or-treating
so
and
cold.
Driving around doing this,
Yeah.
like very
Oh.
early memories.
Yeah,
now that
you
you're
probably
saying
would.
this,
You probably would because it was like early night. You would have been like 2 or 3.
and I remember not wanting to like get
So
out of the
crazy.
Oh, it
car.
was freezing.
Oh,
it was so,
it's
It
so
was just
cold.
so cold.
so cold.
Back on the East Coast, and now in LA, you have to deal with you can't even carve your pumpkins too early because
They
they'll
rot.
rot
They
in the
rot.
heat.
Well, in our case, we don't even need to carve them because the squirrels get to them.
Yeah,
Matt got some beautiful pumpkins, and within 24 hours,
squirrels are
they're already eating them.
Yeah,
My
There was
neighborhood
an
squirrels.
apple on your skeleton out front.
it's gone. Yeah,
it's
the
gone.
squirrels.
All the apples
No.
are gone.
Yeah, they took all the apples.
I think.
I decorated with
should we
these,
be
an
de-
old bag of apples.
Should we be taking the core out of the apples with the pits? Or do they know what they're doing?
You guys have this conversation after the pod.
I think they'll
Nobody
be all
cares.
right, Andy. I think they'll be fine.
Dude, what do you think that they have cored apples in the wild? You think squirrels have never eaten apples before?
Well,
They're not idiots. They're gonna go. This part doesn't taste as good as this part. I'm
I
not
would
eating it."
imagine so.
Yeah,
I
would
hope so.
imagine so.
we'll have to do some research.
Yeah.
Anyway, back
should we
to
skin them. Take the skin off them.
I like my.
Should we make them in nice little slices?
I think they
Yeah.
prefer more of a
a fruit salad. Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Um,
But yeah, that I do remember that. It was actually really fun.
It was fun.
really
And then, unlike we'd have giant raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom would get these corn stalks every year,
Mhm.
and she'd load
I
up
remember
on either side of our front door on the East Coast with corn
Yes.
stalks. And the raccoons, giant,
Pummel the
small bear-sized raccoons,
Yeah.
would come up to the door and rip some of the corn cobs off of the stalks,
They would.
take them and eat them. And I remember we'd stand up there and watch because we had these glass panes
Right.
on either side.
Glass windows on
of
either
our
side of the front door.
front door, yeah.
You could see everything.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it was
really
it
cool.
was really cool.
Do you guys want to answer my question? Any
What?
ideas of what you're going to be?
I'm not going to dress up for anything, Andy.
I don't know, man.
You should just be a clown, Matt, and then you don't have to wear anything. You just
Exactly.
do your-
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
I'll just pull my hair out of the side.
That's
here.
gonna be a clown. You're gonna be an idiot.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna be dope.
That way we don't have to dress up as anything.
We don't have to
So
dress
funny.
up. Yeah.
Mm.
Great.
You're gonna be drugs, Joe? No, dope. Like cool.
Oh,
Oh,
Joe.
Joe.
I was waiting for you guys to say it.
Dope.
That's not in my wheelhouse.
I don't.
But
I think they stopped calling Mary J. dope in like 1954. But
Mary J. Who's that?
oh my god,
Who's Mary J?
Mary
J. Blige?
Jane.
Oh,
Mary Jane
Okay,
is
Mary
in
J.
Marijuana.
Oh, see, I don't, guys. It's not my world, man.
Joe is such a boomer. Dope. Look at you, cool kids.
You're an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm not a boomer, you idiot. That's baby boomer.
I know, but you are.
That's
You're not, but
way
you are.
generations
I know,
before
but
me.
you somehow
You
slipped
idiot.
into that generation.
No, I didn't.
Did you know that Houdini died on Halloween? How crazy!
No.
Is that? Yeah.
That is wild.
What
Kinda
did
weird. What did he die? I think he
Did he
drowned.
get trapped?
He faked
Drowned,
his death.
maybe?
He faked
No, he
his
got
Heart
trapped
attack?
in like he like
death. I think he did.
yeah in a barrel, right? And then they dumped
he
him in the
drown?
bottom of the water
And
with
he couldn't
weights
get
and
out
he
or
couldn't get out in
something?
time.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
And I don't think anybody could get to him quick enough either.
Yeah.
Something like that. I feel like it
That
was.
is wild,
That's
right?
actually not right at all. No, Houdini was punched and then passed from complications.
of a punch to the gut.
Weird.
Yeah, ruptured appendix. ultimately killed him.
Wow.
You know, I had my
Weird.
appendix burst.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
Andy.
got taken out.
Yeah.
Andy, when he was coming out of anesthesia,
Yeah, I wasn't
was
in-
blaming all the nurses for taking a peek at him.
I wasn't happy.
He was like, "Who shaved my balls?"
Who?
Andy, he was yelling at all the. He got really, he was an angry.
I felt
He was
so
an angry
violated
anesthesia
coming off of the
patient.
anesthesia because nobody told me I needed a catheter. I think I had a catheter on or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody
He
explained
was so
anything to me,
angry.
dude. So I woke up and I was like burning. I couldn't pee. I was so horrible, and I was shaved. But I was ornery. I remember.
They shaved you down?
Yeah.
He was so furious.
I can imagine it. Yeah, it was so bad, dude. It was so bad. If you ever go into a major operation as a male, that's what they do.
I don't.
Well, in that area. I mean,
No, they have
if
to.
they're shaving you and they're doing some biopsy on your shoulder.
I meant, my point is that if you're gonna, they usually.
That would be very awkward.
I was gonna get a mole removed.
What the purpose?
Now I'm completely bare.
Do something.
Shaving your genitals.
You're just supposed to freeze this little sunspot.
for an MRI on your brain. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if the point is if
That's
they have to
funny.
put you under anesthesia and you have a catheter, that's what they do.
Well, yes.
No matter.
They could
what.
also just put an IV in, and you don't need to put a
An IV.
catheter in your pee-pee.
Why do they have to put? A
I've been
catheter?
under
So
anesthesia
you-
before. I got a
That's-
colonoscopy.
No, that's not true.
What?
No, they have to
are
do
you
it
talking
to
about?
keep your bladder empty while they're operating
For
on
that
you.
specific
yeah.
surgery, yes.
Well,
but
lots of
what I'm saying
surgeries.
is- no, and
They don't put an IV on you if you
Oh
need
my
a catheter. Why would they fill you with fluid if they're trying to remove it? That's the opposite.
Well, I think they're saying.
they don't catheterize everybody in every surgery.
Oh, really, Matt?
Yes.
Good call. That's good. I think the
It was
sky's
only,
blue
It was only
too.
you because you got the bladder of a small female.
No, I don't. I wish I had a smaller
A
bladder.
little woodland creature.
Wish.
He's got the bladder of a,
Of a small
small little
woodland
squirrel.
creature.
Yeah, smaller woodland creature. All right, cool. Can we get back to Halloween?
Yes.
We went off
yes.
a nice.
We
bladder
recently went to
tangent.
Horror
We went through a
Nights.
catheter.
Which was
I know it's so
You
strange.
guys are weird. All right.
well.
But I'm pretty
Matt
sure you
started
don't get
talking about
catheterized
Matt
every
started
time.
talking about nurses shaving my privates. So I think it was Matt.
I think.
Yeah.
That happens to him.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Halloween. If you see a spider on Halloween, supposedly it's good luck, unless it's found in your shoe. And then the other factoid.
What's bad about the shoe?
Because you'll squish it, it'll bite you on your toes. And if it's poisonous.
I don't know if that's.
Got a
I
problem.
don't know, but
Okay.
also
well, when you
suppose-
go camping, you always are supposed to, your boots, and you're always supposed to knock them out.
I check my shoes in my house if they're sitting on the ground.
well,
too
that's
long.
been excessive, but I appreciate it.
They're
Joe.
sitting out just down on the little floor or in the garage for like a couple.
The
days.
worst
I'll
part
always
is
check.
in the desert, it's a real problem. Scorpions love crawling into shoes because it mimics exactly the type of little burrows that they would go into.
You go put your foot in there and then they go.
Oh, man.
zap you.
just tie them,
Constantly find scorpions in your shoes. in the
Wow,
desert.
that's terrible.
tie your boots
Okay.
if you take them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I just put some bags over them or something.
Yeah.
Bags,
Little ziplocks.
but they come up.
All right, good.
See,
So
I put little weasels in my shoes.
what are those?
They eat scorpions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weasels?
Weasels.
Wow.
They
cool.
live in these shoes.
Cool.
If you also see a spider on Halloween, supposedly it's a loved one visiting you.
Really?
What about a black cat crossing the road? Are you guys superstitious?
Uh,
Do you like wear the same pair of socks if they're good luck?
No, but
Well, I know
black,
you wouldn't, Joe, because
but-
that goes against your OCD
No.
when it comes to cleanliness.
I
no,
don't
but
know.
statistically, black cats are adopted less in October.
Really?
Yeah,
Where'd you pull that factoid from?
it's just a fact. I know a lot
He's
about.
reading. He's got his.
I'm
phone
not.
open.
I'm really not.
He's memorizing.
No, I'm really
I
not.
know.
I
You
know.
got the Tesla chip,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just reciting
the
all
Neuralink,
yeah.
and all these facts are going directly to Andy's brain
That's
now.
why I'm
Halloween
so much
facts.
more intelligent than.
But we
Both
went
of you.
actually. What was really fun is that we went as a family to Halloween Horror Nights
Yeah, we did.
at Universal Studios. And
Nobody
it was-
wanted to go. I go every year.
Well, no, it's not
What?
that nobody wanted
Yeah.
to go.
And
No,
you've never
no,
been
no,
before.
No, no, it's just that
What
we
was
had-
your
we-
first time?
Matt,
we
you're
had to coordinate.
insane.
We had to coordinate everybody going, and it was difficult. But we were able to pull it off, and we got everybody there,
Yeah.
and it was so much fun. I actually had never been,
Yeah.
and Charlie had never been.
Yeah, your daughter.
Libby
never-
went.
Obviously,
Um,
Libby.
Libby was supposed to not go, but went a
I
week
know.
before with her
I know,
friends.
She got talked into it with her friends.
Unbelievable,
I
Libby.
know, but you know what? How much fun was it?
Well, it was fun because of the company. I would definitely suggest if you're going to go there, go with a big group of people.
Oh,
or family.
yeah.
Then it is fun.
I mean, we had so much fun. The mazes were great.
Mhm.
I mean, and
I'm shocked.
They
that
treated
some
us
of
so
those-
great there.
Oh,
They
the
did,
smell.
but the smells in the slaughterhouse.
I couldn't
was
handle the
Wow.
smell.
rough.
Wow.
Yeah, it smelled like
Appar-
urine.
Yeah, like rotting.
It was
yeah,
awful.
carcasses.
I
and-
actually, I'm getting
Well,
queasy thinking
apparently
about it
they-
right now.
It was really tough. Apparently, they pump those smells in. Like
do.
like a candle company, they
Mhm.
make them
They
those
make
smells.
terrible smells
like
as well.
swine
Yeah.
smells. Like,
oh goodness.
Wow.
Swine smells.
And apparently,
Pigs.
they
All
had
the
to pull
slaughtered
it back
pigs.
a little bit because there were a couple of mazes that were too scary.
they were. Yeah, they did. They
People
did.
wouldn't walk. They wouldn't.
I
They
know.
stopped. Wouldn't walk
I
further
know,
through
I
the
know.
maze, so they had to
It is.
lighten it up a
But
little bit.
the amount of work that goes into what
Yeah.
they turn that park into is
Yeah,
really
it's pretty.
impressive.
It's pretty cool.
And what remember they were telling us we had a great
Jonathan.
Jonathan. We had a
Jonathan.
great sort of tour
Shout
guide
out
that
to
was helping us out.
Jonathan.
Yeah, he was great.
Boy, did Universal treat us great.
Yeah.
And they he was telling us that preparations literally in 2 weeks start for next year's Horror Nights.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, they have to build
You have to turn
and
all
figure
that-
out how
yeah.
all those things work.
Yeah.
And they build them in the sound stages and then recreate them in the
Right.
parks. But they have to turn that around, and it takes. I mean, I'm surprised that they don't need more than a year to do that.
Well,
That's a lot of work.
I'm guessing they don't change it every year, do
They
they?
do.
Every
It's a
year.
brand new
Yes, they do.
thing
Well, they-
every
no,
year.
not
Like
every
this
year,
year, the
but-
theme was Blumhouse. So
It's
you
a-
had Insidious and you had Purge and all these films.
But the weekend was there. Has been that event has been there. That's been there multiple years.
Has it?
That
was cool. That was cool.
Some of them they keep, and some of them they switch around depending on the theme of the year.
cool.
They're
Yeah.
building a year-round Universal Horror experience in Vegas that's supposed to be wild.
year round.
Really? How do you know
What are they going
that?
to do for 9 months out of the year?
It's going to be packed, buddy.
What?
It's a big industry, billions of dollars going to
No.
horror.
Wait, where did you hear about this? I didn't hear about this.
Don't research it.
Oh, research it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Sure, Google
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Googly
Weird.
googly.
I'm into
So
these
arrogant.
things.
I
So
know.
research it.
I know.
Well,
That's what I do.
3 seconds. Just research
Interesting
it.
pieces of information that don't really mean anything, but that's what I do.
Yeah,
Those pieces. Of
it's true.
information.
It's true. Knowledge is power. The more
They-
the merrier.
oh, God.
Every kernel.
Oh God! Every kernel
is,
the year-round Halloween experience in
yeah.
Vegas. That's going to change a lot of lives.
Yeah, have you ever been to any more immersive, like actual immersive haunts? No,
No.
you guys definitely
You know
haven't.
what?
You've
You know what?
done
I've never
nothing.
been to and I know that you try to get everybody
Scare
to
house
go.
or whatever they are?
Panic. Oh no, one
Panic
of those,
room?
Yeah, I've never been to that.
Escape room.
Escape
That's
room.
what they
escape
are.
room.
Those are fun. There's
Yeah.
some really intense haunts though, where they make you sign waivers and they go full out.
Really?
You guys would not survive. Yeah.
No, I would. I mean, I would survive.
Yeah,
Clearly, I'm
excuse
not
me?
going to die.
No, they
but I
wouldn't
just
because they would
wouldn't
like
do
shave
it.
your head. There's one guy that like shaves
Shave?
heads.
First of all,
and
somebody
tortures
touches
people.
me.
And why would I not survive in?
I mean, you would not be happy about it. Let's put it that way.
They shave your head in one of these panic
There
rooms?
is a guy that is known. There's like they made a Netflix documentary
Oh
about
my
his.
gosh!
They keep trying to his neighbors. It's in his house too, and his neighbors keep trying to shut him down, and so he has to keep moving because it's this like insane
That-
year-round torture experience.
That would be, first of all, I
It's-
can't imagine them ever putting a hand on you. But if they did, that would be definitely an escape or panic room that I would never go to. But
it's a haunt.
a haunt, okay. But some of these escape rooms are pretty fun. I hear, and you know
Really
what else I
fun.
always wanted to try?
Mm.
You know those like whodunit dinners. Like I always wanted to go to one of those.
Yes.
Those look so much like they could be fun. Like they model after sort of the Clue game, but it's a dinner party,
Yeah.
and then there's a murder, and it's immersive.
We just have to throw one.
You know,
What?
there was a really interesting game that was
Host it.
created
Throw a party.
as an experiment, as a social experiment, and it's called Werewolves and Villagers.
okay.
And I really wanted to play this with you guys before the
Okay.
Halloween season's over.
Okay.
You get a whole group of friends and family together, and you get around a table, similar to what you were saying. And most people are villagers, but there are like 2 werewolves, 3 werewolves, and they know, obviously, the werewolves know that who they are and who the other ones are, but the villagers don't.
Cool.
And the village, everybody has to figure it out. So it's around the table. You're either trying to get the village, if you are a werewolf secretly, you're trying to get the villagers to like, you and never suspect that you would actually be a werewolf. And then everybody has to close their eyes, except a werewolf gets to open their eyes and they get to put a kill sign in front of one
No.
villager
That's
every
cool.
round.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It
Now-
reminds me of that of the Traders show.
kind of.
That Traders show on NBC is
Oh,
like
right.
that. There's one trader.
Kind of, yeah.
Nobody knows who the
That's
trader
also
is.
a werewolf.
Well, no, but it's kind of maybe they pulled it from. I'm sure they pulled it from
Well,
that.
it's an old
Right, 'cause that
social
game
experiment.
looks-
And
yeah.
what's really interesting about the social experiment is that it proved that 2 people or 3 people in the know that has the knowledge can outdo a large group of people that is uninformed.
Right, of course.
That was the experiment. Was
Right.
okay. So if a few of the people
That
know,
makes perfect sense.
but the majority don't, who has the upper hand?
Mhm.
Numbers
Mhm.
or knowledge? And knowledge almost
Absolutely.
always beats out numbers.
always.
Yeah.
That's why a few can control many.
Right, exactly. It's a very
Of course.
interesting
Wow.
game, but I wanted to play it with you guys.
We should play it.
Yeah, I know.
We should definitely play
That'd
it.
be fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least before we get into the Thanksgiving season, because then like
Yeah.
werewolves and Thanksgiving.
No.
You know, that'd be a cool crossover film, though, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Werewolf at Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I just watched Thanksgiving for the first time by Eli Roth. I was not impressed.
what's that?
A movie?
Did anybody see that? What was that?
I didn't see it.
It was called Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
He just called the film Thanksgiving, but it was Eli Roth. Was it a dark movie?
No, it was a romance.
What?
No.
Come on, he
Come
directed a
on.
romantic movie?
Romantic comedy. About
No, he
that.
didn't.
No.
No, it's a horror movie, dude.
Oh, I was thinking, yeah, it doesn't sound very
I was
Eli
about to
Roth.
say, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
makes sense.
yeah.
But I told him you were.
All right. That's from a movie. Just so I don't like the inside jokes. Everyone's like, "What are these idiots talking about?" There's this really great little movie. We've talked about it before,
Yeah,
but I don't
Club
know. Specific.
Paradise.
Yeah, Club
We
Paradise.
talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, that line is from that.
Eugene Levy.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
and Robin Williams and a bunch of great people.
Yeah.
But that scene in particular, they were talking about that scene, which is these two, Rick Moranis and Eugene Levy, play these two idiot friends who are in Smoke Meats, and they go to this island, and anyway, they're one of the guests on the island, and they're always trying to flirt with all these girls, but
Yeah.
they're
lecherous.
but they're terrible dorks. So like nobody really likes them.
No.
And anyway, Robin Williams comes over and goes, and they're complaining because they're like, "Hey, where's all the there's no girls in this beach that like us." And he's like, "What about those two?" And obviously these girls are, quote, way out of their league, so they go, nah, them, forget them, they're Snob City. And Robin Williams goes, but that's because they're with two very attractive guys. And Robin Williams goes, "Really? I heard them talking about you." And they're like, "Really? Hey." He's like, "Oh yeah, they said you weren't fit to sleep with pigs." "What? But I stuck up for you." "I said you were." All right.
They get really happy that
Somehow
Robin Williams stood up
they
for
got
them.
confused.
Yeah, that wasn't really. It was a backhanded insult. They took it as a compliment.
Oh,
though.
so good. And they
Funny
say
bit.
"all right" in unison, and Eugene Levy, Rick Moranis. I
right.
mean, it's just
Very funny moment.
so funny, those two guys.
to us anyway.
Anyway, but I'll tell you, I was really impressed. Just at the decorum. And you know what else I was impressed with? The vibe, because they really kept it under control there. Like, it was never seemed out of control. 'Cause
Well,
you can get some
earlier on in the Horror Nights,
It
when
did get
I
out of
went
control.
about when it first started to open up, honestly.
Yeah.
And they used to fog the entire thing.
Oh yeah.
And it was honestly it did get a little out of hand. People were like run up and actually would crash into you with those chainsaws and stuff. It was a lot.
The way we were navigating the park was very effective and
Yeah.
efficient to avoiding the crowds. But if you just don't know your way around and are
Oh,
walking,
you get totally lost.
it's much more intense when you're in the thick of it all the time.
Yeah.
all the time.
I like the tram ride. They for anyone that's been a Universal Studios, they take you on those tram rides. And this one was kind of cool. The concept is because normally, you're in the tram.
I don't know if you should tell everybody.
Oh, everybody knows this, but they
Everybody
take.
knows
Did you know
this.
this when you guys went?
I
they
didn't
take
know
you
this,
to-
but everybody does.
They take you to some place. I'm not giving anything away.
And they drop
and they
you off.
drop you
in
off.
the middle of nowhere.
And they're like, "Have fun." You're like, "Wait, what?" And you have to walk, and that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That was spooky. I
Yeah,
liked it.
it is.
I liked it. Yeah. It's spooky Halloween.
Actually, that would be an incredible.
Reality show.
No, it'd be an incredible.
Take people on a tram and drop them off.
Like not an amusement, but it'd be incredible. Come on, guys, help me out here. With,
I don't-
like a ride, but not a ride. What are those things? It's not a maze, but
Attraction.
it's like attraction where you dump people off in the middle of a cornfield.
Wow.
And surrounding the cornfield are all these goblins and things, and you got to make your way out of the cornfield without getting caught
Oh my God, that would
by
be-
the goblin.
Sounds awful.
sounds scary as hell.
Sounds
Yes.
so terrible.
Sounds great, doesn't
No,
it?
if you guys want to do an escape room, I'll take you guys to an escape
Have
room.
they ever done a Halloween
Can we
movie?
do an escape field?
With crop signs?
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Have they ever done a movie where you're in an immersion park like that?
Yes.
With, like,
It's called The Haunt.
Oh, really? But
Yeah,
there
my buddy was
actually
in
is a
it.
killer
Shout
among
out to
it?
Andrew Caldwell.
But there actually is a killer among them.
Yeah.
So like all these funny things.
Well, that
are
would be
happening-
Saw.
What? That's in an amusement park?
Well, no, Saw, there was a killer among them.
No, I'm saying like
The first Saw was a great killer
saying-
among them,
if you're in an amusement
you're
park
at-
like Universal
That's
Studios Horror
Haunt.
Nights.
which was
Okay.
an independent horror movie
And it was about
about a
they
haunt
go to a.
that they get killed in. course.
Oh yeah.
But was it done really good?
No.
Taking the fifth.
So
I actually, honestly, I haven't seen it.
So apparently,
Wow, that's great.
I'm not a
apparently
good friend.
there's still room for more.
Yeah.
I'm not a good friend.
Little room for improvement.
There's a lot of them though. There's like a ton of those versions of that.
Well,
Out
I think
there.
we should do our own version.
But we can locked in a room with you two guys.
It still reminds me of one of my favorite,
much.
and it's actually still running. It ran this year as well. That great commercial. I forget what company it's for, but remember when they're making fun of all those '90s movies where like the kids would be running around trying to get away from the killer,
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
and they run up and there's a
And it's Nike.
car. Is it anyway?
Oh
there's-
no,
no, it's
No,
not.
no,
Nike
no,
Nike
no.
did a really good one,
No,
but then they
there's a-
stopped airing it because it was a killer chasing a woman, and people were getting really offended by it.
Oh.
But what it was is she puts on her Nikes and she outruns
Oh,
the
that's
killer,
cool.
and she's like running, and then it cuts to the killer. He's like slipping all over the place.
Oh, that's funny.
And she's running, and then Nike, but they
This
stopped
might
airing
be
it 'cause it got
Progressive or something, or one of these
scrutinized.
Yeah, it
companies,
was really
but-
funny.
But these kids, the classic, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer kids are running
Oh, yeah.
through this. They're at this
Yeah.
farmhouse, and they're like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do? We got to get
Let's
away
go
from him.
hide
He's gonna
behind all
kill him."
those chains.
No, and it goes, well, we could get in that running car, and there's a convertible there with the keys running, ready to drive away, and they're like, and then one guy goes, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you insane? Let's go there. And
Let's
they cut to
hide
the
behind
garage.
all those
They come to this
chainsaws.
garage with all these chainsaws hanging, and they go, yeah, that's great. And they run off, and they pan over, and the actual killer is there, and he lifts up his mask with the chainsaw, and he's like,
This isn't
It's
even
funny.
fun. This was
"These
too easy.
idiots."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Really funny
Oh, yeah.
commercial. They did it like 3 years ago or something,
Yeah.
but they're rerunning it this year because I saw it again. It was so,
There
it's
was-
such a good commercial.
There's a funny thing. I think it was actually I think it was some like a
You great.
YouTube video or an Instagram guy did a great thing about what like the in between that you don't see of the killer running to because you know how like in horror movies the killer's always there
Oh, that's
and like he never has
smart.
to work hard. So
Right.
it
Like,
was like the killer's
Michael Myers just shows
so
up.
it was Michael Myers, and it was the perspective of like the girl would run, and then Mike Myers would turn the corner, and then Mike Myers would jog and run and try to get ahead of her, and
My-
then turn the corner.
That's
and
funny.
it was really
Hey,
funny.
that's brilliant.
It was really funny.
You saw this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it is
it's
funny.
really good. It's like yeah, it's funny. Very
I
funny.
actually want to watch that.
I'll
That
find
looks
it.
Really
It's
funny.
really
Yeah, it
funny.
is very
Really,
clever.
yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's out of breath.
Yeah, he no, literally he's out of breath. Then he like composes himself right as the person comes around the corner.
Oh my gosh!
And like lifts up the.
First of all, that would be
So
a
good.
brilliant SNL skit.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's really funny.
Remember, they used to have all those great SNL skits for
Oh, yeah.
Halloween. You know,
Yep.
great. They used to do the best stuff.
Shmi,
you
go
know?
to bed, Shmi.
Amazing.
Shmi's getting
Shmi's here.
comfy.
But speaking of Shmi, what's Shmi going to be for
Well,
Halloween?
I think it's 17% of the people. 17% of people in the United States dress their dogs up in costumes,
wow.
and I will be.
Yeah, there's also some other weird things like more people like it's starting to switch. More people want dogs than babies.
Yeah,
these
it's true.
days.
What?
Yeah, there's a statistic. More people prefer children.
Where'd you
More
read this?
For puppies to babies, to babies. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's really wild. Yeah, people are like choosing dogs, having like couples are
Really?
choosing. We don't want to have kids. We just want to have our fur babies.
What?
Yeah, I swear.
At least with real, like with human babies, they grow up and can take care of themselves at some point. Dogs, they just always need someone
Yeah.
to take care of them.
Yep.
I think that's what people like about them.
Forever young, I wanna be forever young. If you don't wanna live forever, forever,
Originally,
forever.
to trick or treat, you kids would be required to sing a song and dance for candy.
Well, because it was a trick or a
Really?
treat.
What?
Yeah.
How does that make any
Yeah,
sense?
that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't.
I think it was like a card trick, guys.
Oh.
Hopefully,
Show them a trick
What?
and
Wait,
get
we
some
gotta
candy.
figure that out. Actually, Google that. What is the deal with trick or treat?
Trick or
What
a
do you
treat?
mean? You just mentioned
No,
it.
Well,
the
no,
kids
I know
would
that-
song. The kids would show up and they'd say trick or treat, and the person who they were going to their house had got to decide
Mhm.
whether it was a trick or a treat. They'd either show them a trick, and the kids would go, "Yay!"
Are you sure?
Or they'd give them a candy. Now the
Sounds about right.
now the trick part has definitely faded.
I
over
know
the
it
years.
was.
Sounds
Because-
about right.
Huh? Oh,
Exactly.
Bye, kids. Slam the door
What Andy just did was he had a piece of candy
Candy,
in one
yeah.
hand and then made it disappear
Disappear.
with the other.
and slam the door closed. It was. I know it was originally inspired by something called souling, where kids would go to houses on Soul Day and offer prayers for deceased ones. That's-
Soul glow.
That's not, That's not-
Soul man. Bum, bum,
Remember
bum,
from
bum.
Coming to America?
What?
Coming to
Oh, you
America?
got that soul glow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just amazing. Oh my
Amazing.
gosh.
Oh wow, there's something called mumming in the Middle Ages where people would dress up as ghosts and demons and ghouls and go door to door performing songs and scenes from plays in exchange for food and drink.
Wow.
How fun is that? So like if you wanted like
the
a
barter system.
well, so like if you
That's
wanted some
cool.
entertainment, someone would knock on your door and you'd gather the family and watch them perform something for you.
They do that in Christmas. They call them carolers.
They do. What do they call them, Matt? Stop drinking.
I've been drinking. Oh, you want to hear something really funny I heard about?
Candy wasn't even given out until the 1950s.
They said the phrase trick or treating didn't even come up until it was first used in like Alberta, Canada. And
Really?
in the early 1920s and made its way here in like 1927.
Weird.
That's what it says.
Reese's cups are America's favorite candy.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And circus peanuts, known as kettle corn, are voted as America's least favorite Halloween.
Oh, they are
candy.
the worst.
What those?
I don't even know what they are.
Those yellow.
They're like
corn.
plastic.
Orange
They're,
things?
they're
Yeah.
literally, I think, plastic. The
Yeah, yeah.
petroleum.
They've always been
they're
really bad.
Sugar flavored petroleum is, I
Yeah.
think, what they are.
Mm.
I'm not
They've never
They
been
are,
great,
They are.
but they burn for 7 minutes. I'm just kidding. They don't.
Yeah.
They, like, use it to light fire.
Right. No, I mean, honestly, that stuff
Yeah, they're really bad.
is so bad. Well, we're
So
learning a
bad
whole
for
bunch
you.
about, yeah, there's a lot of good things. A lot of not so great things about social media, but a lot of good things. One of the good things is this word of mouth about food and, like byproducts that are in food and what you need and don't need and what they're putting in food and what they've been putting in food. All that stuff is good.
Yeah, we'll see how much
Anyway.
longer it lasts.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows?
Whoa! According to the History Channel, the name Jack-o'-lantern is rooted in an Irish folk tale about a man named Stingy Jack who fooled
Stinky
the
Jack?
devil. He fooled the devil and in turn was forced to walk the earth with only a burning candle or burning coal in a hollowed turnip to light his way. Turnips were used before pumpkins because people would not eat them. And a lot of people would eat pumpkins and they want to use their pumpkins for jack-o'-lantern stuff, so they would use turnips because they were eaten less.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
What does a turnip look like?
it's like a gourd.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a root,
I don't know.
which didn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't
How
make
you
any
could
sense,
hollow out a
actually.
root.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Matt. Hopefully you're not poking holes in my... What does a turnip look like?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a turnip is a root.
I don't think that's true, bro.
I'm going to look.
And maybe they used gourds,
Yeah, it's
things
probably
like
some sort of
that,
gourd or
like
something.
one of those uglier things you wouldn't necessarily eat because a pumpkin is beautiful.
So
And they're yummy.
this
They
is
are
what that's a
yummy.
Yummy.
turnip.
Okay.
Let me see. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Show that to the audience.
So you used to
Everybody,
hollow out.
everybody that used to be watching until we started this pod. Andy is showing the most hideous jack-o'-lantern I've ever seen.
Carved from a turnip.
I mean, I see now why they went back to pumpkins. That's frightening. Which is very apropos for the holiday.
Now, do you guys believe in ghosts and hauntings?
I mean, I can't.
Joe
Oh my-
does. Remember, he went in a whole episode about some haunted
Yeah,
hotel that
yeah,
he stayed in.
yeah.
We've already talked
I
about
mean, look,
this.
something's weird for sure.
Well, Houdini said that he would come back and haunt people and never did. I feel like if someone was going to, it would have been
Yeah, I had
him.
a pact with my guitar teacher.
What?
I had a pact with my guitar teacher.
Oh, I thought you.
Buddy-
I think,
buddy
you know what I
Matt.
thought
No,
you just said?
dude.
I had a patch with my guitar teacher. I was
Oh.
like, you have him on a patch?
No, I had a
And
pact
he died, man. I put him on this little patch
with
Look,
my
right here.
childhood guitar teacher. His name was Buddy Matlock.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about.
He was in
Buddy.
his 60s. He was
Yeah.
super cool.
I
And
think you said this before.
he,
No, I don't think he's ever said.
no, I never said this.
pact.
He,
He's never told
talk about
anyone
Buddy.
about this pact.
Right.
Oh,
He
God.
told
Matt,
me-
what are you going to reveal?
Oh,
He told me-
no, please, man. Listen,
we
got
had
enough
we all-
drama.
we had a
We're all
lot of-
stocked up on drama.
He was
over
a
here.
he was a very interesting guy. We had a lot of now I'm thinking about it, for the age I was, we had a lot of in-depth conversations about death and the afterlife
Oh
and what
my God.
he believed.
Matt, you were
and-
7.
yeah. And I know.
Can he
And
just teach you?
we made a
on
pact.
his way.
We made a pact because he said the chances of him going were much higher first. So whoever went first was going to come back and show them if ghosts were real. That was our pact.
Okay.
He never came back. He died, and he never came back. So that was my. I
Oh.
took that as then ghosts aren't
Oh.
aren't real like that, because we had. I mean, we shook on it. So
Interesting.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have.
Well, he was very much in tune with nature and the
Was.
world, and so
Yeah.
Earth, and
Yeah.
so that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Look, something is to it because there are just too many cases, too many people that have experienced things. I know people love to be part of something and love to feel like there's camaraderie and there's always little groups and big groups that people want to be associated with. But I just feel like there's too many things for it to be nothing. I mean, too many sightings, too many moments. I mean, even like we were talking about, several weeks back about like Bigfoots and things. Like
I was just about to say, they're now, people are saying Bigfoot is an interdimensional creature.
It's gotten out of control. People, I see this recent footage going around social media. It's clearly somebody in a suit, and people are actually taking it seriously.
Dude,
it's hilarious.
I keep sending you this one conspiracy theory guy.
hilarious.
That
did you
is
see the portal one?
what?
The portal one? The dude in his room that puts those ions together.
Oh, and it falls out of the sky.
No, and this orb lights up over his bed.
We watch
And
it. It's like some
literally-
cartoon
no,
orb.
literally-
So fake.
No, it's. I mean, it looked.
John,
amazing.
it looks
looked amazing.
ridiculous.
And when he looks through the
He opened up this big, and he put the phone in there, and you could see, like.
And then a hand came out and grabbed the
different
phone.
period of time.
Dinosaurs?
No, it was like just like. It looked like a cityscape. Looked like a cityscape.
You close it, open it up. It's medieval. They're like beheading somebody.
That'd be
my
super
God.
cool.
Um,
I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
I
Andy
do.
was saying-
Andy was saying.
Oh, go ahead,
something.
go
I was
ahead.
going to say, oh, this conspiracy theory guy. I got to. I sent this to you on Instagram. I'll try to find him and show people as well. No disrespect, but he obviously believes that these conspiracy theories are real, and they are the stupidest, dude. They are the worst, most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And he's so serious, and he's so. I mean, there's like almost like a, I don't want to say arrogance, but there's like he's just very confident that this is truth to him.
Okay, what is it?
Dude, it is so, just an example, and this is one he really did. He's like, I want to let you guys know, and I love Chris Farley so much. I worked with Chris Farley. He's like a hero of mine. I love him. Nothing but admiration for him. But he goes, everybody thinks Chris Farley died, and that this, and they pop up a picture, and he's like pointing at it like so serious. This is Chris Farley's brother. But they look awfully alike, don't they? And then, dude, I swear to God, he's like, I think that Chris Farley is his brother, who's also this guy. And then he shows the picture from the dude from Office Space with the stapler. What's his name? Stephen Root. Then they show a picture of Stephen Root. And he's like, or is Chris Farley's brother actually Stephen Root? And Chris Farley is Chris Farley's brother, who's also, and then he shows a picture of who's the old New Jersey governor, Chris Christie, and he's like,
What?
or it's the credit. It's like, so in my
But
theory,
he's making a joke, right?
he's not.
No.
He's dead. I'll show
saw-
you this.
I
sent it to you.
I saw one that was
Wait,
quite
hold on. Let me
hilarious
finish. He
as
goes.
well.
He's like, and so I think Chris Farley is the greatest actor of all time because Chris Farley is really this man. Who's also this man? Who's also this man?
Oh, God,
Chris
Jesus.
Christie, his brother, the Root. Oh my God! And he's so. And he's like, but I'm just doing this for press. This isn't truth, is it? Like he says it as if it's truth
I
to
thought-
him.
I saw-
dude, it's
unfollow.
So, dude, it's
I saw
so
one
crazy.
where the guy was like,
Funny,
I knew
that's
it.
funny.
I knew it. I knew I was right all along.
Oh.
Everybody was telling me I was crazy, and I knew it. Check out the latest photo from China's new satellite looking back at planet Earth. It's flat. It's a disc, and it's just this totally this CGI.
It's so good. It's
Wait,
so good.
they are saying now.
It's
Have
so
you seen these rumors going around
ridiculous.
that
Flat
the Earth
Earth?
is actually
No,
flat?
it's not
yes.
flat.
Oh,
It is
know.
not.
The
I
guy
know.
I'm talking about is one of the, is like a big flat earther.
Because they're trying to talk about the
Dude.
water. They're like, look at this water.
This
water isn't right.
It's
You
ridiculous.
saw the guy with the light, right? Who proved the Earth was round.
Of course.
Yeah, we
He
talked
shined a
about
light.
this.
It
Yeah,
didn't
we
go in
talked-
the.
No,
he
the
was
best
so-
part with the
yeah.
flat earther proved
Yeah.
that it was round.
best,
Oh,
dude.
Lord have mercy.
I love when these people go throw these bizarre things out there and just.
Did you see
it's
that Michael
truth
Jackson
to
one
them.
though? Because it was weird.
Or Bob Roy or Elvis is actually.
No,
a-
that's I don't buy that. They
And-
got old. Some other guy there. He doesn't even look like
Guy-
Elvis. He doesn't even look like Elvis. But I mean,
This guy is actually this
no,
guy.
no, but
Like, there's
but
just no
Michael,
way.
But Michael,
There's no-
Michael's.
Oh Lord.
There's that weird
People are
last
so
phone call
gullible.
that Michael had. Who knows if that's real or not? Where he left someone a voicemail that if you don't hear from me, something went down. It was just released like a while back. But
Oh yeah, but he was all drugged up on
All
it
he
too,
was,
though.
"Hi, everybody."
hear from me.
I know.
Like,
I
he's
know.
all high.
I know.
They're after
No,
me.
but did you see the video where when they put his body
It's terrible.
and
I love
the
Michael.
copter came down or whatever it was, and they put his body in the coroner's van?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that video?
No.
And the coroner, there was a guy there because everybody was filming it. It had the
Why
lights.
am I laughing? I shouldn't be
No, you're
laughing. It's
laughing,
so
but
terrible. But I'm
Coroner,
laughing.
coroner, Joe, you get me every time when you say that word.
Oh, it keeps
Coroner.
getting funnier and funnier every time I hear it.
No,
I think of
and-
coronation when I.
Oh God, yes. And he goes, anyway, and there's a serial number on the bumper sticker, right? Because it's a coroner's van. So there's a serial number for the van and a license plate. Anyway, there was a follow car that followed the van. You know, a lot of them. But there was one guy, and it pulls into the hospital, into this, and the gates close, but you could see through the gates. And literally, he zooms in on the license plate. It is the van with the serial number. He matched it because he froze the screens.
Yeah.
And out of the back, when they open the back to pull the gurney out,
It's
like literally Michael Jackson, but hooded, like in his big baggy clothes, gets out and walks in. Literally. That's all over the place.
He walks into the hospital, which means he was still alive when
Which
he got
means
to the
that
hospital.
which means that he didn't want to go through with the concert because of all that stuff they were saying and threatening him and all these things, and he just didn't want to do it. He didn't think he could do it, and he was done, and he knew he could never perform kind of like at the level that he wanted to and do it again, and he just was over it. So he just was like, "See ya."
I don't know if you could do that nowadays, though. Like, I
Well,
just
you
don't
couldn't.
know
This
if you
was
can
09.
hide.
This was 09. So
Yeah,
you
but
could.
But where would he?
The coroner,
Where would
the
this
coroner's
go?
Look, Michael
details
doesn't,
would
Michael
be,
doesn't look like Michael anymore. I mean, I don't know. You
the
know,
coroner's details would be really hard. I mean, the way that.
Well,
the
there's also
coroner
that thing that he goes
talked
around
about it
and
was-
portrays to be that. Remember that guy who with all the
This
burns?
guy,
No, with all
who's
the burns,
also
remember?
this guy playing this,
This guy.
Like literally, it'd be like us going like, "You think these guys are all brothers?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. This guy's actually playing this
Oh
guy,
my
and
God,
it's
that's
just
really
the most.
funny.
I
No,
gotta,
that's
God,
really
it's so funny,
You
dude.
got to show me that.
He's
I
so
actually really wanna see
funny.
it.
Oh
I actually
boy.
really want to see it.
Well, there's a lot of you got to
Yeah,
really
so-
read through the thicks
I
to
don't
get to
know.
the truth
I mean,
nowadays.
I don't really, yeah.
Because you never know who you're talking to. Could be somebody else.
I'm not really.
Could be someone playing someone.
God.
I'm
It's
not really
Chris
too
Farley.
sure about the ghost thing, but what I have had some experiences in my own life about is the timeline.
People that haunt me just because they're
no,
weird.
no,
They're not dead though.
No, the
They're
time.
just creepy
the
people
timeline. Like I've gotten glimpses of things.
from the future.
Yeah, when I was younger, that I knew I'd be feeling at the age that I'm in now, and it
Interesting.
actually come true. Like real specific.
Interesting.
So I've gotten glimpses
Yeah.
of things.
Could it be
that
manifestation though?
felt-
Could that not
I don't
be,
know, but they
or just
felt,
like common?
they felt really real. And
Okay,
they felt
okay.
like they weren't just dreams.
Okay.
They weren't just things, like they actually felt real. And then 40 years later or 30 years later, they actually occur. That has happened to me. In
Or
my
your
life.
mind just manifested them because the
I
mind
don't
has
know.
incredible power
Yeah,
to
it
do
does.
that
I
too.
don't
really
know, but
does.
something like that.
Interesting.
There
That's
is a weird crossover that I've experienced when it comes to the timeline. I don't think it's a linear thing. I really don't.
I would tend to agree to that. You know what else has been weird? This episode. This has been a very weird episode.
Ooh,
Yeah, very
a
weird.
spooky episode.
Yeah,
not
probably
really.
for all the wrong reasons.
Maybe
People
not
are like, yeah,
spook-
we're spooked out. We're never watching this again.
No, it was
No,
great.
It was great. It was great.
Everybody.
Well, wait a minute. So have a safe Halloween, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not Halloween yet, but it's coming up. Get in
have
the
a safe
season.
one.
Watch lots of cool, creepy movies.
Yes.
But more
Carve a
importantly,
jack-o'-lantern. Hang out with friends and family. Yes.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
a good time.
Yes.
Spread the love.
Watch the original Halloween and go through all the new ones. H2O.
I've done that. I'm
I've
watching.
done that too.
I'm watching a movie a night, so I'll be watching 31 Halloween
Nice.
movies.
You will have watched 31.
Yeah, I've
Wow,
already
that's
watched.
crazy.
I've watched Halloween 1, 2, and 3, Season of the Witch,
Wow.
Thanksgiving,
Can't do that, but teach their own, I guess.
Sleepy Hollow, and I watched Freddy vs. Jason.
Andy's
So
going to
far.
watch all of the Ghoulies movies.
Yeah.
Not Goonies. Ghoulies.
Ghoulies. I love them. I love them.
And Cooties.
I do. I do. Anyway,
All right.
happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween,
October.
everybody.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Have a safe one. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you
Yep.
next time.
Or maybe we won't.
Ooh.
Because we might be these guys playing these
These
guys
guys
who look like
Aren't really
these
those guys. What if the Baldwins are actually the Lawrence
Oh,
brothers
God.
playing the Jonas brothers?
playing the Hansons. All right. Anyway, God bless everybody. We'll see you next time. Hey, what's up, everybody? The
Lawrence brothers are here.
Thank you so much for enjoying this week's episode of the Brotherly Love Pod.
And if you want more of this show, check out our premium feed on Supercast.
That's right, where you'll see ad-free episodes, monthly AMAs, behind-the-scene content, and so much more.
That's brotherlylove.supercast.com to join.
Check out our link tree and subscribe on all platforms.
We'll see you all
Next week!